Yeah.
So she told me that you were interested about clouds. Is that right?
Not all of it.
Well, for those people who don't like clouds, well, I'm gonna do some magic as well. So people who like clouds, like magic, and like clouds and magic also, they can all have fun, right?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna do some magic while explaining the water cycle, which is how clouds are created. So let's start. Oh, you know already about the water cycle. Smart.
I know. I read the book.
All right. Does anybody know the first step of the water cycle? Is it?
Evaporating.
Well, that's halfway for me, but okay. My first step, what I normally do, is rain. So my first trick is gonna be the rain. So I have, for example, I have nothing in my hand, right? I have here some water, all right? Gonna pour it right away here. And I have some water here as well. Gonna pour some water out of here and here. So now I have a little bit of water in here. You can't see it right now, but you can promise me I'm gonna show it to you later. I have water. So again, what is the first step?
What? Rain.
Rain. Who never saw rain here before?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I doubt that. With this weather here, there's always rain. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna take my fist, take the water here, and in my fist I'm gonna pour water in. Did everyone see that?
Yeah.
There is some water in my fist. It's so cold and ew. I don't like water in my fist. So with some magic, I'm gonna make it disappear.
Oh.
But that's not the coolest part. Watch this. The rain comes down into the earth. And the water doesn't disappear. It goes deep, deep down, either through the sewer systems or through the earth. And it's deep down in a water channel, which then flows right into the sea. All right. So now it's deep, deep down and flows into the sea, right? Now, it's your favorite step, evaporation. Does anybody know what that actually means?
Yes.
Ah, so many smart people here. All right. What evaporation does is when there is, this is my magical heater, okay? Magical heater.
So like the sun.
Okay. So as you can see, I have a magical cylinder heater here, and I have nothing in here. So what I'm gonna do?
That looks like a the water fountain speaker.
Okay.
That's true.
But I have water in here, and I'm gonna put it right in there. So now I have, let's just say this is the sea, and water in the sea. So I take it, close it, and this is my magical heaters. And I'm gonna evaporate this water. What this means is I'm gonna turn this water into vapor. Well, it's representing vapor. If I say on this picture there's vapor, it's not actually vapor, but it's a picture of a vapor. Okay? So vapor is still water. Whoever, there's water everywhere. So when you breathe in water. Not as much as normal water, but there's still water inside. Vapor is made out of water. So when and hot air always rises up. That's why heaters are always on the bottom, and cool air always goes down. That's why these things, which give us cool air, are always on the top. So all the cool air can go down to us. Question?
So it's not a question. So in our bodies, there are 80. They have to be 80% water in our body.
Yes.
No, 75%. It does mean that we breathe water.
We don't actually breathe water, but there's some water molecules in what we breathe. So we breathe a little bit of water. drink more water. All right. So this hot air rises up into the sky, and instantly it doesn't become clouds. What it becomes is just this high up. But you can't, when it's high up, it becomes colder and colder and colder. And it finds itself little dust pieces. Dust is everywhere, but especially at the top. So, when we take the little molecules up there, find themselves a dust piece, and hug it. And they don't let go. And more vapors hug and hug and hug that one dust piece. Until so many people, so many of those vapors hug those little dust pieces that the air can't hold them anymore, and they just fall down on the floor. Rain. That's why it rains. So first,
But
there.
but when the dust pieces make rain.
Well, what do you mean make rain? Well, the vapor around those dust pieces becomes the water that drops down.
Oh.
Without those dust pieces, there wouldn't be rain. Okay, so there's always sorry.
Why is it why is in tissue? Why does desert doesn't have rain?
Why desert doesn't have rain?
Yeah, why does desert
Sometimes desert has rain. And the reason why a lot of times desert doesn't have rain is because when the hot air rises, it doesn't become cold.
But there's many dust in the desert. Right?
But then the vapor needs to become cold so it can happen. Alright, so when clouds form, let's say this is a cloud. Of course this is white, but let's say this is a cloud. Clouds never stop moving. They're always moving. Even when you can't feel the air and the wind, there's still some wind inside, up there, somewhere. So the clouds never stop moving. If I show you, I have my cloud right here, right? But it never stops moving.
Whoa. It's like
Alright. So, when there's more and more clouds, does anybody know why clouds turn gray? Yes?
it's because of the ice crystal.
No. That's because when there's so many clouds in the sky, the upper clouds make the shadow on the bottom clouds. And that's why the bottom clouds seem so gray. Just because they're in the shadow of the top clouds.
I thought it was because of wind. I thought it was because of wind. But how many?
Because it's many water. Because there's so many clouds, it becomes dark. Because the clouds under and upper. The upper clouds that we can't see get all the light, while the bottom ones are just a shadow.
And the cloud is water.
Yes, all clouds are made out of water. So, when there are more and more clouds, which means there are more and more dust pieces, two dust pieces, let's say I hugged a dust piece, but there's another dust piece, so I hug it as well. So then the little droplets of rain become bigger droplets of rain. So when there are two clouds together, they together make rain.
I know how that one was weird. It's all getting water. Yeah.
That wasn't a magic trick. That was just a show. Alright. And that's how you get rain. Any more questions? Yeah? Sure.
In Vietnam, why there are so many floods?
Oh, flood is not because of rain most of the time here.
It's not just because of the river. The
Exactly.
river rises.
Because of the moon, exactly.
How many layers of clouds? If the clouds are gray, and then what happens is the upper one like shadows the sun.
Exactly. So that's why when there's so many clouds in the sky, it's always dark and not so bright.
Because they can't see the sunshine.
Well, they can, yeah. They can't see the sunshine. They can't get the sunshine, yes?
Why are there so many clouds in the sky?
That's because before that, it was hot. There was water in the sea, clouds rise, and then
Because they are light.
Oh.
because of the heat of the sun.
Those
Yes?
But if the upper clouds, if the upper clouds make the underground the under clouds shaded, and then when the clouds are gray, why do it usually rain? But it doesn't not rain.
Oh, when there are a lot of clouds and there's some rain, that means they're gonna rain.
Yeah, the gray cloud.
They're probably gray because there's so many clouds. And when there's so many clouds, it means it's gonna rain. Which means gray clouds is
but not always.
Not always. Sometimes the clouds are just like above each other, so one is just gray. But then there are not enough clouds for it to rain. Yes?
But one time there was almost no clouds, but it started to rain. Why?
What do you mean always no clouds?
Because when I go home and I look up and there was almost no clouds. Almost.
But there are still some clouds.
That's our type of cloud. Yeah, that's clouds that go together. I have to show you if you want to see it. The clouds stick together and then they turn gray.
You can't always see vapor, even though I represented it right. Yes?
Isn't this a lesson on magic trick?
Well, it's both.
What is it?
It's a lesson to entertain you. Alright.
What did you say?
But does the cloud make the rainbow? Does the cloud make the rainbow? Because the rainbow has the word rain. We learned that. I already learned that.
No, it's the water,
Yeah.
not the actual clouds.
So why does it need the same different color?
The rain?
Why does it?
Okay, I'm not 100% sure of that, and I didn't really study for this. But, yeah.
He's already given us heaps of information, guys. Heaps.
I'm not sure about it. Do you know?
I missed the question, to be honest. Next question.
Why are rainbows from?
Rainbows that's from the light, so from the sun, it goes through the water and the rain, and then it reflects a prism.
Yeah.
It's quite complicated. Last question.
No, rainbows are not clouds. They're just reflection. You can't. If you would actually see a rainbow, you couldn't touch it.
Rainbows are a mirror.
It's just light. You can't actually touch light.
Then why does it have
Yes.
color?
But
Because
Because it reflects the sun. When the sun goes to the droplet, do you know how bubbles have a mirror, kind of like a mirror, and they kind of go rainbowish?
Alright. But thank you guys for listening. I think I have to go.
Big clap, guys.